So, yes. So we will start again from the same chapter, that is the story of Pingala, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, chapter 8. We are starting from text 10. All right. So till yesterday we had done about the honeybee. Now, how does the honeybee live in this world? So I'll do the recap of the last verse. A saintly person should accept only enough food to keep his body and soul together. He should go from door to door accepting just a little bit of food from each family. Thus, he should practice the occupation of the honeybee. The honeybee goes from one flower to another, to another, to another, to another, taking little honey from each place. That is, the flower has the sweetness in it, isn't it? So she collects it from every flower that she goes, and then she goes and deposits it in the honeycomb. Now, that is her job. The honeybee doesn't eat that thing. See, we normally, if we get something to eat, we will first eat it. So it is not like that. Here in this case, what happens is the honeybee gathers little, and then she puts it over there. Now, in the same way, a spiritual perfect person, a saintly person, he is not supposed to go and ask for food from everywhere. Of him, maximum number of households that he could visit in a day would be 4. To ask for madhukari. Madhukari is little bit of food if they can spare. And that food need not be fresh. It could be the stale food. Now you will want to know why eat stale food for a spiritually perfect person, for a saintly person. This answer is the new food that you make at home. Now let us say you are cooking something, and that particular dish which you are making, everybody has an eye on that dish. They're all waiting, they're all slurping. Maybe it's a very, very tasty dish. Okay, just for the non-vegetarian people, it's, let us say, we will call it, say, chicken biryani. Yes, everybody is drooling all over the place. And for the vegetarian people, it might be some, I don't know what. You all can tell me whatever it is. Now, everybody's mind is in that thing. All right. Let us say they are making kheer. Now, payasam as we call it. Now, everybody is slurping over it. Your mind is also in it. Now, if I take something from you, naturally, hum log nahi bolte. If somebody takes it and another person doesn't get it, bolte, tere pet mein dukhega. Don't we say those words, So exactly like that. So everybody's desires are in that object. But something that is lying in the fridge, something that is stale, something that is lying somewhere for a longer period, do you care to eat that stuff? Think about it. You would rather give it away to somebody. Give it away to somebody and get rid of it, isn't it? Because you don't desire it. There is no desire mixed with it, right? So exactly how this thing works. So when you give an object which is without any desire, desire free, that object is absolutely pure for the person who is taking it. So when you donate your old clothes, you are not dreaming that, I will look good in my old clothes, but you are thinking about new clothes. So what happens to the old clothes? When you give them away, they do not contain any desire, and the person who is accepting them gets it absolutely desire free, right? Now, this is the reason why it is expected that the saintly person doesn't go around asking for fresh food anywhere. He can ask for whatever the stale food that is there. It does not really matter. Or if somebody just wants to give him grains, he can take it. Just as the honeybee takes nectar from all the flowers, big and small, an intelligent human being should take the essence of all the religious scriptures. So he's saying, even in the religious scriptures, it's not necessary to by heart one entire book. There are people who by heart an entire book. They'll say, Bhagavad Gita, I know by heart, end to end. Or they will say, I know Ramayana, I know this, I know that. And there are lots of people who are there in Islam who will quote from the Quran. There are lots of there in Christianity, who will quote word to word what Jesus said or everything from the Bible. Actually, you don't require all those things. You just require a little bit of essence of everything. When Ramakrishna Paramahansa was asked a question, has he read the Bhagavad Gita? And Ramakrishna Paramahansa said it very clearly. He says, no, I have not read the Bhagavad Gita. I don't know much about Bhagavad Gita. He says, but I have a little essence of it. I know what is Gita all about. So when he was asked, what was Gita all about? He says, you turn the word reverse. It becomes Tagi. Tagi means Tyaga. Tyaga means, you have to give up certain things. You have to give up your ego, all your wrong things that are there, and only accept things which are very, very pure in this world. So Tyaga, sacrifice as we call it. So that is a very simple way of learning the Bhagavad Gita. And I think that serves the purpose. You don't need to by heart any books. You don't need to know verses A to Z. Like I really don't know anything about Sanskrit. My Sanskrit is zero. Okay. And exactly when I am reading this in English, this also has been written by somebody else. What I am doing is I am taking out the essence of it and I am giving it to you. So a saintly person should not think, this food I will keep to eat tonight and the other food I can save for tomorrow. In other words, a saintly person should not store foodstuffs acquired by begging. Rather, he should use his own hands as his plate and eat whatever fits on them. His only storage container should be his belly, and whatever convenient fits into his belly should be the stock of food. Thus, one should not imitate the greedy honeybee who eagerly collects more and more honey. Now, this is a very beautiful description of a person who goes out to beg for food. It is not necessary to beg for food taking a huge, belly, rather a big basket or a bag or something. Acha, isme dal do tumhara, kitna 4-5 kilo dal dena. I'm sorry, that is not the way how begging is done. You take whatever you can in your hand and eat whatever you can, and that's it. That is all that you are allowed to do. I'll tell you a story where, what happens to a person. Now, in the first line, it was mentioned that you are not supposed to keep something for the next day. Now, there was one yogi, or you can call him a yogi, somebody who is an ascetic, who was sitting in the jungles. So every day he would go out and beg in the morning, and he would come back and he would eat whatever was there for that particular day. Now, one day it so happened that he got double the quantity. So for today and for tomorrow. So naturally what he did was he ate whatever was there for today and then he kept some for tomorrow. But then when he kept that thing for tomorrow, what happened in the night? A small rat came inside and he ate whatever that was left over there. Now it happened 2-3 times like this in his life. So what he did was, he said, you see, if I keep something over here, the rat comes and eats it. Well, who is the enemy of the rat? So it was decided that the enemy of the rat is a cat. So let me keep a cat over there. So he started keeping a cat over there. Now the cat used to protect his food, but the cat also needs to eat something, isn't it? The cat is used to drinking milk. Now where does this person go and get milk from? So he said, I see, if I have to keep, a cat, then I need to get milk. So every day he would go out and try to get some milk from somewhere. But then it so happened that every day he will not get milk. So then what happens? So he said that the best option would be to have a cow which will give milk. So he got a cow somehow. So he went and he asked some people and they gave him some money so that he could buy a cow. And so he brought the cow and he kept it over there so that the cat would get the milk so that his food which was left over can stay. Now, when you have a cow and when you have a cat, now then you are supposed to go out and beg for food. How does this whole thing work? He says, I don't have time to read my books or to do my meditation. So what I should do is someone should take care of the cow. So let me bring one woman in the house. Maybe she will take care of the cow. So he got married. So he got a woman and he got married to her. And then he said, now see, it's very, very important that the woman can take care of the cow will feed the cat milk, and then he will be able to meditate and do a lot of things in the spiritual domain. But unfortunately, that is not how it works. So when you have a wife, naturally she demands attention. And there you have somebody who says, what is this? Full day you are sitting in meditation. You can't do this. Yo, I need some food. You go and work outside and get some food. So the poor fellow had to go out and take up a job. So when he takes up a job and he comes late in the evening, his wife is there for him to give him nice food and stuff like that. And naturally he was earning. So he could keep the cow, he could keep the cat, and there was no need of that, that rat which was coming and all that. Right? Now, the wife said one day, what is this? We are alone. See, you go to work. Now I need something to think about. So can we have children? And then they had the first child, and then they had the second child, and fourth. So finally, in the end, the yogi never remained a yogi. The ascetic never remained an ascetic. What happened to him? He became a worldly person just because he had kept something for the next day. So let me put it this way for you. There are lots of people in this world who think that tomorrow is a day I need to save for. You don't even know whether there is going to be a tomorrow. You know that. And what tomorrow are you talking about when you can't take care of yourself even today? That today that you are thinking of, there are lots of people in this world who scrimp and scrounge and they keep little money somewhere aside so that they say, I will have a better retired life. Has it ever happened? Can you name one person in your own life who say that I have had a very decent retired life with money around me and I am enjoying myself and I put my feet up and watching all the Ekta Kapoor serials and all that? No Ekta Kapoor serials over here. So this is how it works. It never happens. And those who saw Zindagi, something like that dear Zindagi, what happens to those parents? You see, the parents are at loggerhead. They don't know what to do. The mother is only thinking of cooking. The father is only thinking of, अच्छा, बेटे लोगों का शादी करना है, बेटी को शादी करना है, ये करना है, वो करना है. They're only worried about that. Besides that, what are they worried about? Nothing. Now, their whole life goes away like this. Why? Because they couldn't control their senses. Right? So this particular yogi who keeps one thing for another day finally ends up like this. It's not only yogi, it is human beings also. And there are lots of people who have bought houses, big flats, so that they can get fantastic rentals, or they could, keep the flats in such a way that when they retire, maybe they will be able to live on that rental or something like that. People think like this, or they buy properties, or they invest in gold or stocks or shares or whatever. Do you know the amount of rental that they are getting doesn't even cover the expenses which are called your maintenance of the flat. Now you will ask me, maintenance of the flat may be just 2,000 rupees. How can you say they are not able to maintain? Okay, if they are getting 15,000 or 20,000 rupees rental per annum, they are supposed to pay tax on that also, isn't it? Number one. Number two, they are paying 10% of that as, let us say, maintenance. Now the balance amount, you think it is going to remain with them? No, you are mistaken. It goes towards medical expenses, it goes towards a lot of other things which you can't even think of. And then on top of it, at the end of the year, the construction is always bad. So you have to make do with the kitchen has to be changed, or maybe if you have kept those rented people, those who, they would have gone and spoiled this, they would have gone and spoiled that, and you end up spending a lakh of rupees at the end of the year just to redo that flat or that place. So what happened to your money and the thought that you had that you will save a lot of money never happened. So this is the stupidity which people do. Even the biggest rental companies in the world have closed down because of this problem. You know, the Fannie Mae and the Freddie Mac issue, no? I'm sure you'll remember 2008, the big meltdown that happened. So there you got it. So we'll do the next verse now. A saintly mendicant should not even collect foodstuffs to eat later on the same day or the next day. If he disregards this injunction, and like a honeybee collects more and more delicious foodstuffs, then that which he has collected will indeed ruin him. Ruin him. Think. Let us say you bought something and you are going to eat it. All right. Now, even in our normal course of life, also think about it. Suppose you have bought one pizza from outside. Right. Now you have bought a pizza that is the big whole thing. It has cost you a bomb. Literally, I can tell you today the pizza costs, I think 700 or 800 or something like that. I don't know how much it costs. But you have paid that much. You are able to eat 4 slices of it. 2 slices are still balanced. So what do? You are putting it in the fridge. So when you remove it out in the evening, do you think it is very nice to eat? Huh? It has become like this. Then you have to have a microwave oven and you put it in the microwave oven. Incidentally, in the microwave oven, I don't know whether you have noticed it. It gives off a lot of vapor, and then what happens to that pizza? It further becomes like this. It becomes dullest. So what is the point in having that pizza? Think, you are wasting money on that. So even in our normal life also, this is a big problem. The food deteriorates, there are lots of issues, and the best thing for you to do is eat fresh food. That's it. Sattvic food, best food. And after that, you don't have to worry about anything. Imagine somebody has kept something in the fridge for 4 days, 10 days, 20 days. Oh my God. And after that, you go and eat it. How does that sound? No, you don't want to. See, if you are saying that it is very nice, now I will prove it to you that it is not very nice. All right. Now let us say you have kept something in the fridge. Okay. Now that you know very well that it is kept in the fridge, and next day you remove it out and heat it and eat it. So are you happy with it? You'll say, of course. It was very good. Nothing was wrong with it. And those who are from the hotel industry, please kindly go and find out from them what kind of food you eat. You see, even if you go to the people who give you sandwiches, the sandwich place, very, very famous sandwich places are there in the world. Do you know they cut their onion and everything right early in the morning, and you are eating it at the end of the day. And they say fresh, fresh, fresh. What is fresh? Now, onion which was cut at 6 o'clock in the morning, they are giving it to you at 7 o'clock in the evening. Is it fresh? All the vegetables which they have cut, capsicum and this and that. You think that is fresh? On top of it, you have a topping. All right? And the topping says, Acha, no, I want that sauce and I want that sauce and I want that sauce. Next time, please go and check in YouTube how the sauces are made. You will not want to go and eat those sauces after that ever again. Neither that, that green thing which you put olives and stuff like that on top of it. I'm sure you will never want to go and taste it again. Just for your very kind information, if you really want to know how the soya sauce is made, it's one of the yuckiest processes ever. Please go and check out how soya sauce is made. You will never touch soya beans or soya sauce ever again. The soya is not black in color. I don't know whether you know about it. Soya bean is white in color or off-white in color. So how did it turn into black? हम लोग बोलते हैं सड़ा के उसका पता नहीं क्या बन जाता है. And the liquid that comes out of it has become completely dark black in color. Yuck. and that is what you love to eat. Now think about it. This is what we love. Again, those who love all the sweets, all right, please go to all the sweet shops over there. During Diwali, the sweets which they have made must be 15 or 20 days old or 1 month old. They packed it and kept it nicely. And don't ever go by the date of expiry. It's already expired the next day, so don't bother about it. So that is what Krishna is saying over here. See, if he disregards this injunction, and like a honeybee collects more and more delicious foodstuffs, that which he has collected will indeed ruin him. Ruin him means he will have his desire. But for a normal person, what is the ruin? A visit to the toilet every time is a ruin to him, isn't it? But for a saintly person, it's a ruin because his mind is going to the toilet every time. So anyway, I know my jokes are sad. Like he tells, Shah Rukh Khan tells, you have to improve on your sick jokes. You know what to do. I have to improve on my jokes now. A saintly person should never touch a young girl. In fact, he should not even let his foot touch a wooden doll in the shape of a woman. By bodily contact with a woman, he will surely be captured by illusion, just as an elephant is captured by the she-elephant due to the desire to touch her body. There is this very interesting thing which happens. The elephant, I'll read the next one also because it's the same thing. A man possessing intelligent discrimination should not under any circumstances try to exploit the beautiful form of a woman for his sense gratification. Just as an elephant trying to enjoy a she-elephant is killed by the other bull elephants, also enjoying her company, one try to enjoy a lady's company can at any moment be killed by the other lovers who are stronger than he. Yes. Now this is a very interesting thing which you should know. There are two ways of looking at this story. One is, the elephant, the rump of the she-elephant is drawn and kept over there. And when they want to catch the male elephant, remember the male elephant has got those tusks. Huh? Yeah. And those who have seen what happens to these male elephants, and if you have not seen, go and see the videos of WWF, World Wildlife Federation, and then you will come to know what happens to these poor elephants. All right. Now let us talk about the elephant. So what this elephant does, he runs after this image. He falls into a ditch which they have already created, and then they cut off his, right? Now that's a very bad and a horrible process. Think about it, what happens to the elephants? The elephants themselves are tortured like nobody's business. Okay, the male elephants that are there, what they have to do is they are also used for the process of transportation of lumber and so on and so forth across the world. I'm sure you know about it. Now, this male elephant who doesn't want, who's a rowdy guy, who's just a small kid, but he's still a rowdy fellow. He's more than a year old or so. What is done over there is there are two very narrow bamboo poles are tied on both the sides from the ground. It's secured. And he is put in that tiny space in between. His legs are chained. And do you know, for 3 to 4 months, the elephant is not allowed to sit or sleep. He is kept like this only. In India also, the elephant is trained like this. When idiots who want to climb the elephants and take an elephant ride do not understand this, that the elephant to be trained, he has to be put for more than 3 to 4 months in that very narrow space, and the elephant has to just stand like this for 3 to 4 months without food sometimes, till the elephant doesn't learn to stand and take people on top of his back. He is chained. And you know that thing which is a sharp pointy stuff, it is poked in him so much that you will not want to after this ever climb on top of an elephant. And if you think that this is what you love to see outside all those temples and the places in Kerala and all that, Please go and see how they train the elephants. After that, you will never ever want to go to that place again. God's own country. When I went to Kerala this time, I saw the elephants were tied with such thick chains to their feet. And there were not less than 4 to 5 people climbing on top of them, and it was a terrible scene. It was such a terrible scene. If something like this is done to you, and you are never allowed to sit for 3 months, and you can't do anything, you're just like this. It's like a straight jacket. So now this is a side story, but let us come back to our very important lesson. The lesson is this: never run after things like this. So here he's talking about when the male elephant looks at the female elephant, he gets very sexually excited, and then he wants to run after him. And then there are other elephants who want to go and kill this fellow. Isn't it always the case? Now, even in the human beings, this is exactly what happens. Think about it. A man who is in company of women like this, he keeps on thinking about them constantly. And every time, now this may not appear to you as something, it's okay, it does not matter. You will find that even a shake and a handshake, or even sitting next to a person, can cause a lot of disturbance in the minds of people. People really have no clue about it. And that is the reason why you will find, yesterday's movie itself, think about it. What happens between that Alia Bhatt and that Shah Rukh Khan in the end? She has already had 3 broken affairs, and now she wants to get this Shah Rukh Khan doctor, Jahangir Khan or whatever his name is. She wants now to be in his company. Can you imagine that also? And then she finds one more Dadiwala somewhere, and then she goes in the end of the movie. 5 people in less than 3 hours movie? Ting, ting, ting. Does it not affect you? What kind of a frivolous nature people have? This is not done. You should be focused in your career. She should have gone to America, and she should have gone and shot that beautiful film. Here, an idiot like her is running after मेरे दिमाग का डॉक्टर लेगा, दिमाग का MD, brain doctor or DD, दिमाग doctor. Tell me something. In India, do we ever go to दिमाग का doctor? No. First and foremost, we don't even know who दिमाग का doctor is. 1. Number 2, if we have any problem, the 2 people that we go to is first we go to the temple and we tell God, please, मेरे लाइफ में बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है, थोड़ा है ना, मैं तुमको 1 किलो पेड़ा देती हूँ, मांगता है तो मैं नवीनास करूंगी, मांगता है तो मैं तुम्हारे साथ है ना एवरी थर्सडे आके है ना एक हार चढ़ाऊंगी, लेकिन मेरा कल्याण कर देना. And Baba and all those people in this world, they say, okay, तथास्तु, चलो तेरे को दूसरा लड़का मिल जाए या ऐसा कुछ हो जाए. And then you get into one more problem, okay? And that's a permanent solution according to them. But that doesn't work anyway. Come back to the next story. By the way, do you think I have not gone through this? So don't be under wrong impression. Every idiot goes through this, by the way. And nobody is spared, okay? Everybody is, go to 1,000 temples and pray to all the gods over there. It also happens everywhere. So let us not think about it. But so first, instead of going to a mad doctor, you go to this doctor, which is called हमारा भगवान. अच्छा, भगवान के पास जाने के बाद कुछ होता नहीं तो second person that we go to is either our astrologer or some idiot who tells us futures, and then we think नहीं इसको जाके पूछेंगे. Astrology, palmistry, this thing, tarot card readers, and I don't know what all things. And then you want to go and find out from every possible idiot in this world, can you please tell me how I am, what I am doing? And yes, these are the 2 important people in our world we always used to go to. But today, Alia Bhatt is saying, no, Gauri, whatever her name is. She says, no, you should go to a Dimag ka doctor, DD. Why? Everybody needs a Dimag ka doctor, is the statement. I think this film is sponsored by the Psychiatric Association of India or something like that. Some mad people in this world are, I'm sure that is the reason why they are promoting this film. Now come back to the story. We don't need to do all these things. Stay away. Stay away. Focus in your career. Focus in your life. When you are supposed to get married, when you are supposed to meet an idiot, you will meet an idiot any which way. Okay? So don't bother about it. But can you not focus in your life? Imagine this woman has gone and done a fantastic course somewhere abroad in cinematography. By the way, she says photography is not equal to cinematography, correct? Now let us come back to cinematography. She has done a fantastic course in cinematography from abroad. She has come to India and then, Singapore. And there in Singapore, she has become a very, she got a little bit patchwork job in Singapore in front of Fullerton. She does, okay, shot ready, aisa karke. Now think about it. That's what she has done. Then she gets a big break in her life to go to New York and shoot a very big film. And what does she do? एक दाढ़ी वाले के लाइफ के अंदर उसमें उसको प्रॉब्लम आ जाता है. Why? खुद जाके किसी के साथ डांस किया, खुद जाके किसी के साथ वो गुलछर्रे उड़ाए और फिर बोलती है कि तूने ऐसा क्यों किया. It's always like you always like to point to the other person. You are wrong. You are wrong. And then you are wrong. And then you go to the mad doctor. So there, this is how the whole thing is. Why did this happen? जरा ज्यादा है खुजली. हमारे इंडियन लैंग्वेज में बोलते हैं जरा ज्यादा है खुजली. मतलब वो इधर उधर देखने का, दारू पीने का, ये करने का, वो करने का, ये बार से वो बार हॉपिंग, इतना शॉर्ट्स लगाने का आजकल का जमाना है वैसे. Right? And this thing is the real cause of all the disasters. Go and see the top 10 people in this world. Top 10. Do you think Mr. Bill Gates does this? I don't think so. Warren Buffett? No. Mr. What is that? Barack Obama? Illapa. No. See, if you name the top 10 people, they don't have time. Mr. Narendra Modi? Narendra Modi पानी पीता है भैया. और इसकी वजह से वो सब कुछ कर सकते हैं. Think. All the great people in the world don't have time for frivolities. They are very busy. They have meetings after meetings. They make money. They are constantly busy. You may say पैसा कमाने के लिए busy है, but boss ये भी सोचो ना कि वो जो पैसा कमाते हैं वो दान में भी दे देते हैं ना कि नहीं देते हैं. इतने लोगों को नौकरी देते हैं. They give employment to millions of people, lakhs of people. Can you not think like that? Think about Ratan Tata. He's an icon. Yeah, you may say he is doing this and he is doing that, but you see, he's one of the simplest person in India today. And the kind of life that he has, I'm sure, you would love to have that kind of a life because he is constantly busy. He doesn't have time to run after women and all these kind of things. No, he doesn't have time. But the youngsters today, what do they think of themselves? They think, इसके पीछे भागो, उसके पीछे भागो, ये करो, वो करो, और जिंदगी का सत्यानाश करके रहो. किधर जाने का नहीं है, इधर से ऊपर जाने का भी नहीं है, बाजू में भी जाने का नहीं है. So this is the reason why here Krishna is saying a very important story. Don't run after the rump of a female elephant. You understand? That means don't go get attracted to anything in this world like this. It is going to cause you ruin. Yes, when you want to do whatever that is there in the future, you will definitely end up doing. वैसे भी इधर लिखा रहेगा ना पागल के साथ शादी करने का, तो वो भी हो जाएगा तुम्हारा. हाँ, नहीं लिखा है तो नहीं होगा. क्यों? So did you understand? So we come to the next one. A greedy person accumulates a large quantity of money with great struggle and pain. But the person who has struggled so much to acquire this wealth is not always allowed to enjoy it himself or give it in charity to others. The greedy man is like the bee who struggles to produce a large quantity of honey which is then stolen by a man who will enjoy it personally or sell it to others. No matter how carefully one hides his hard-earned wealth or tries to protect it, there are those who are expert in detecting the whereabouts of valuable things and they will steal it. Now, I am sure you understood this verse very properly. A greedy person accumulates a large quantity of money with a great struggle and pain. So he struggles and puts the money somewhere. And then Narendra Modi comes with a new offer. बोला demonetize कर देगा सर तेरा पैसा गया पानी में है ना तो क्या हो गया so everything went away. No, you don't need a robber, you just need demonetization. Khattam. Or otherwise one drop in price somewhere and everything gets wiped out. So here he says, please do not try to do this kind of a thing, trying to keep some money somewhere and things like that. Please, what happens? But a person who struggles so much to acquire this wealth is not always allowed to enjoy it himself or give it in charity to others. He is not allowed. The greedy man is like a bee who struggles to produce a large quantity of honey, which is then stolen by a man who will enjoy it personally or sell it to others. Think, even a 2000 rupee note nowadays in India is it's a wrong thing to carry a 2000 rupee note. You know why? Because to get a chutta of that 2000 is the most difficult thing in the world. Take a 2000 rupee note and go out in the market and say, chutta do, chutta do, chutta do. Nobody is going to give you. Even if you buy 500 rupees worth of goods, the person is not going to give you chutta. Because hai nahi paisa to dayega kidhar se. And that is the reason why it doesn't happen. So coming back to it, a greedy man is like the bee who struggles to produce a large quantity of honey, which is then stolen by a man who will enjoy it personally or sell it to others. No matter how carefully one hides the hard-earned wealth or tries to protect it, there are those who are expert in detecting the whereabouts of valuable things and they will steal it. The end. You should understand this is how it all ends. And by the way, if you think that all this doesn't apply today, it applies quite a lot. Okay? You know, this book was written, I don't know, thousands of years ago. And Krishna is talking about that time. वो that time पे भी वही प्रॉब्लम था, आज भी वही प्रॉब्लम है. बोला नहीं मेरे बैंक में बहुत पैसा है, मेरा लॉकर में पैसा पड़ा है. लॉकर में पैसा रख के फायदा नहीं है, बैंक में पैसा रख के भी फायदा नहीं है. क्यों? वो जाने वाला है, किधर जाएगा पता नहीं चलेगा. So he says, do not try to do that. Just as a hunter takes away the honey laboriously produced by the honeybees, similarly saintly mendicants such as brahmacharis and sannyasis are entitled to enjoy the properly painstaking in accumulated by householder dedicated to family enjoyment. Now, what are these people supposed to do? You can go and ask for a little honey from them. That means those who have money, you can go and ask for a little money from them. Okay. So suppose you know that there is somebody there who has. So as a mendicant, you can say, Baba, dena thoda sa. Hey, dega kya? You know, I still remember one person used to do like this. Hey, Baba, dena. Okay, that person is not there with us, unfortunately. So coming back to this, so we can ask for a little honey from these people who have money. Okay, a saintly person dwelling in the forest in the renounced order of the life should never listen to songs and music promoting material enjoyment. Okay, rather a saintly person should carefully study the examples of the deer who is bewildered by the sweet music of the hunter's horn and is thus captured and killed. You know, these deer hunters, what do? They have a particular music which they play and the deers come running, listening, trying to listen to the music and they capture them. Likewise, if you are used to listening to all kinds of music, jazz, blues, jazz and blues and all those, whatever. So suppose you are used to listening to all those, please understand this very well. You are also going to get hooked to it one day. Yeah, some people don't understand music. It's a different thing. But at least they know how to dance like that, with all the hair going all over the place. Even if they don't understand music, dance and songs, these are two going hand in hand. And whether you like it or not, whether you know how to dance or you don't know how to dance, your feet will start going like this, like this, like this, or wherever you listen to the music. Okay. Just a few days ago, I was talking about the music that is being played in these kind of places, where they have all these booze and stuff like that. You should go and check out the volume over there. The total amount of output over there exceeds more than 10,000 watts. It's equivalent to blasting at least maybe 50 patakas at one time. Pataka, dum 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 karte hain. Noise pollution जो हम लोग यहाँ पे करते हैं once in a year is very defective, is very, people don't like that noise pollution. They hate that noise pollution. But the same idiots who tell us not to blow the patakas, they go to the discotheques and all these places and listen to 10,000 watts of music. And that too for 2 hours, 3 hours, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I mean, think about it. How stupid can that be? Noise pollution तो है, और वहां पे क्या रहता है? वहां पे marijuana से लेके सब कुछ होता है. Actually, I was just in my Facebook account, I suddenly came across one name. And I said, let me check this person out because I seem to know this person. And I went to see. This person is a music something, okay? And I saw in his entire collection. By the way, if you go to anybody's Facebook profile and you go and dig inside that, you will come to know the whole history, geography of the person. Okay? First and foremost, वो कहाँ जाता है, क्या करता है, कितना बेवड़ा मारता है, कितना लड़की है उसके साथ, क्या करता है, सब मालूम होता है उसमें. Okay? 4 years in a row, that person is into trance and those kind of music. He has sound on the SoundCloud. He has posted many such kind of, those kind of music, which ASMRs and all those kind of things. I don't want to go into the depth of it. And music which is going to blow your mind. And every third and fourth article is about pot, drugs, this and that, and how it is liberalized in different countries. And he's a young man. He's just around 24 years old. And this 24 years old man, young boy, you can say, is into all these things. He's talking about where it is legalized, where you can get it, how you can get it, and in India, or how you can enjoy it. He's talking about all these things. And I was shocked to know that his parents don't even know anything about it, because his parents are not there on Facebook. His parents are not there on Facebook. Neither do they know anything about it. On top of it, nobody knows how his life is. What's going to happen to this kind of a person? I really don't know. Now think about it. Just as this kind of a people, I mean, these examples over here are going to teach you not to get into this kind of thing, but have a focused life, do something worthwhile. Like the saint is being told, focus in your saintly world. Don't go around looking here and there. Okay. Just as a hunter takes away the honey laboriously, we did that. A saintly person dwelling in the forest in the renounced order of life should never listen to songs and music. We did that as well. So don't try to listen to music. See, the only music that we are allowed, especially in the spiritual domain, are the spiritual songs, which are called bhajans, kirtans, and that. And yeah, you can go for a choir music, choir and this and that, whatever. Christmas carols. Okay, of course. लेकिन वो ढिंक चिका टाइप का म्यूजिक है ना, वो थोड़ा जरा. Becoming attracted to worldly singing, dancing, and musical entertainment of beautiful women. Even the great sage Rishyasringa, the son of Margi, fell totally under their control, just like a pet animal. How many years ago is this? Thousands of years ago. उस टाइम पे भी डिस्को म्यूजिक चल रहा था. देखो, becoming attracted to worldly dancing, singing, and musical entertainment, and beautiful women. So even the sage and his son, he is just talking about the great sage and his son as well. Both of them fell into this, just like a pet animal. They became like that. You know how the pet animal is, no? Just as a fish, incited by the desire to enjoy his tongue, is fatally trapped by the fisherman's hook. Similarly, a foolish person is bewildered by the extremely disturbing urges of the tongue that this is ruined. The next one is the fish. The fish gets hooked because of the bait. The bait is there, you put the bait and you hook the fish. So when you hook the fish, why does the fish come over there? Because let go of the taste of its tongue. So Krishna is telling us that this is the next one. अभी म्यूजिक डांस हो गया, अभी आ गया दूसरे चीज के ऊपर. मतलब जो ये सुन रहा है वो क्या सोच रहा होगा, ये यार कितना रिस्ट्रिक्शंस, मैं करेगा तो क्या करेगा, मतलब थोड़ा तो कुछ तो भी लीवे दो ना. You understand? Can you just give me a little leeway here and there? बोला थोड़ा मैं ठीक खाने का सोचता है, वो भी डिसअलाउड है. बोला फिश का एग्जांपल दिया. बोला सुनने का, वो भी डिसअलाउड है. बोला गाना ऐसा सुनेगा तो प्रॉब्लम आ जाएगा. Think about it, okay? So we cannot eyes, you cannot hear with your ears, you cannot taste with your mouth, because now if you are interested in some pasta with a ragu in it, of course you are going to get into very big trouble, right? ऐसा मत करना और रघु का बॉटल फोड़ दिया उसने. So think, this is the problem with our world. The enchantment is right around us in the form of food also. End of the day, I have always wondered, देखो, if we are eating noodles which we like, okay, or if you are eating pasta, or if you are eating tacos, or burrito, whatever. Now think, ये सब क्या है, क्या चीज? What exactly is it? बस चपाती को बराबर बोल रहा है ना, चपाती के अंदर कुछ तो भी घुसा के दे दिया, उसमें राइस भी डाला, सब्जी भी डाला, मटन भी डाला, सब डाला, ऊपर से लाल कलर का सॉस डाला, ग्रीन कलर का सॉस डाला, गोला करके दे दिया. मम्मी देती थी बचपन में ये सब. वो क्या करती थी मालूम है, ऐसा एक चपाती लेगी, चपाती के बीच में कुछ डालेगी, ऐसा रोल करके बोलेगी खा. And we used to enjoy that, and we pay a bomb outside for that. Okay, that is done. Now you know the taco करके कुछ होता है. हाँ बोला, हम लोग के इसमें उसको खाकरा बोलते हैं. खाकरा को थोड़ा शेप दे देगा तो खाकरा हो गया टाको. फिर उसके बाद आ गया तुम्हारा पास्ता, नाश्ता, ये जो कुछ भी है वो. What exactly is it? Do you know? It is extruded wheat or rice. Extruded means extrusion. It is pushed through, it's made pulpy and it is pushed through a mold. So it comes out in the form of some those kind of, rings and stuff like that. And you love to eat those things. भैया wheat चपाती बनता है हमारे यहाँ. राइस, भाई राइस भी बनता है. अच्छा, राइस का दूसरा प्रकार चाहिए ना, जो बोलते हैं ना हम लोग मोमो टोमो, पता नहीं क्या क्या होता है वो. या फिर राइस का और एक प्रकार आ जाता है, समथिंग विच इज कॉल्ड राइस केक्स. इडली बोलते हैं उसको इंडिया में. वी आर ऑल ईटिंग द सेम थिंग, बट नो, आई लव पास्ता. नाना चिटांग. The pasta is nothing but what we eat. The pasta is our daily nasta, The chapati, rice, दाल, वो सब डाल के खाने का. तो वही खा रहे हैं, लेकिन थोड़ा स्टाइल में खाएंगे तो taste. So here this example is about the fish who gets that beautiful taste. Guntur chilli taste. Okay. So, yesterday I was telling Chitti, she is eating a chili which is that big one, and it is not tikha. That is Bombay chili, it is not tikha. He should have eaten one Guntur chili or one Kolhapur mirchi or something like that, or bedgi. उसको बराबर समझ में आता था बेड़गी खाने के बाद. वो बेड़की के जैसा बिग करके जाती थी. बेड़की समझता है? Frog. है ना? So, but this is what it is. Life is ruined because of your taste bud also. You keep on eating, then what happens? Then you end up into a very big trouble also. So you don't have to be specially addicted towards a certain kind of food. You can eat normal food. You can be happy. You don't need to get your things going wrong in your brains or anywhere. By the way, all the foreign stuff that you eat outside in the market, wherever, you can cook it at home also. बोला तुमको है ना, अगर चाट भी खाना है तो घर में बना सकते हो, चाहे तो चाट बनाओ, या फिर बर्गर, बर्गर भी घर में बना सकते हो। बर्गर बना, मेरे पास आ जाओ, मैं रेसिपी दे दूंगा, और नहीं तो खिलाने को बता दूंगा कैसे बर्गर बनाते हैं। स्टफ हमारे इंडिया बर्गर 10 रुपए में मिलता है। इंडिया में एक बर्गर है 10 रुपीज में मिलता है, और उसका नाम है वड़ा पाव। Right? And that vada pav is very tasty. It's tastier than any burger on earth. Right? So we should eat vada pav more than eating the burger. वो 250 रुपए का बर्गर के बजाय 10 रुपए का वड़ा पाव चलेगा. So all that food talk is over now. So now we'll go by fasting. Learned men quickly bring all the senses except the tongue under control. By sustaining for eating, such men are afflicted with the increased desire to gratify the sense of taste. Right? By fasting, learned men quickly bring all the senses except the tongue under control. जो फास्टिंग करते हैं ना, उनका टंग कंट्रोल में नहीं रहता है. Person who does fasting is interested in eating. Why? Because he is fasting. Then he is not being slowing over there. He is fasting after fast food also. And he wants to go and eat all the food over there. He's laughing. So the thing is, the more you fast, the more hungry you're going to be. Your body is not going to get the nutrients, and you are going to get into deep trouble. So he is telling the learned men not to fast. Can you have everything in moderation? Everything. The most important part is butter, cheese, naan, ये वो सब जो खाने का खाओ. कुछ नहीं होता है. दिमाग ठीक से चलेगा. नहीं तो दिमाग काम ही नहीं करता है. बराबर है ना? And then you can sing a song. मुझे नींद न आए, like that. Okay. Although one may conquer all the other senses, as long as the tongue is not conquered, it cannot be said that one has controlled his senses. However, if one is able to control the tongue, then one is understood to be in full control of all the senses. First and foremost, you need to control your tongue. Eat everything in moderation. This is the simple thing that is being told over here. Don't try to do fasting and don't try to overeat. Both these things you need to avoid. Don't overeat and don't fast. Krishna's message is very clear. You know, there are those idiots who love to fast for, पता नहीं गुरुवार का फास्टिंग करेगा, पता नहीं वो है हमारे यहाँ पे हीरो. वो बोलेगा मंगलवार का फास्टिंग है, फिर आप पता नहीं उसके बाद और कौन सा भगवान आता है उसका, और किधर से भगवान नहीं आता है, पेट में चूहे आते हैं. बोलते हैं यार खाने को दो, खाने को दो, खाने को दो, खाने को दो. They do tathaiya inside the stomach. Okay, so don't try to do fasting and don't try to overeat also. If you overeat, then you need to flush every time. If you eat less, then you need to have acids in your body which you need to get into term. Just for a very simple example, I will tell you. Many years ago, I used to do a lot of traveling. A lot of travelings on trucks and in two-wheeler and four-wheelers and all that, various places. I used to eat a lot of spicy stuff and from different dhabas across India. Finally, I ended up with 2 diseases which I would never have wanted to have. Why? Because my stomach was not able to handle anything after that. The acids in the stomach, okay, they create a lot of problems. And I don't know. Those who don't understand, please go and find out what is the meaning of the word acid reflux. Please go and find out. Today at a young age, you may not understand this. But when you come to my age of 50 or 60, you know, you're going to get into very big trouble because the acid is eating into the linings of your stomach and the intestines. because you don't eat. Or if you eat too much of spicy food, this is what happens. Don't eat too much of spicy food. Simple, moderate food is all that you need to eat. That way, you are controlling everything in your body properly. That means at the age of 40, 50, 60 and 70, you don't have to go to the doctor every now and then for having all those medicines. You don't have to. And this is the reason why you have to keep full control over the senses. So, next one. O son of kings, previously in the city of Videhi. I think we will stop over here because now the story of the lady Pingala is going to start. We will start it next time. But I shall end over here because before I end, I will just tell you. Simple food. Those who have done the Bhagavad Gita with me will remember Sattvic food is the best food of all. Rajasic food is very spicy or extremely pungent or extremely khatta, mitta and all that kind of stuff. You need to avoid Rajasic food. You can have it once in a while, but not all the time. Tamasic food, please don't even go near there. Tamasic food consists of all the non-vegetarian food with all the heavy spices, which are going to put your mind in a different zone altogether. Don't even go over there. Eat sattvic food and that will keep you healthy throughout your life. You don't have any problems after that. You will be always very, very controlled person. You see, in India, we put a lot of spices. Abroad, they don't have spices. They use that, I don't know what they call it. Oh, चिल्ली को कुछ तो भी बोलते हैं, पता नहीं, चिल्ली को खाने के लिए भी कुछ तो भी बोलते हैं. वो थोड़ा सा डालेंगे, उसके बाद बोलेंगे हाँ करेंगे. थोड़ा सा इतना सा वो लोग डालेंगे. पेपरिका ऐसा कुछ तो भी नाम है उसका, पता नहीं. I mean, we need to control everything, and that is the reason why have an balanced meal in India, and don't bother your head about the rest of the things. It's not going to help. Okay, so we have covered all the senses so far. What we have covered? We have covered the eyes, seeing things. We have covered the nose, smelling stuff. We have covered the ears. We have covered the tongue, sense organ, which is the skin. So we have covered all these things. And now I shall stop over here and I shall see you all in the coming week. All right. See you all. Take care. You have a very good day. Bye. You can stop.